Welcome back to the Nickel and Dime Football Show. As you can see, I am live on vacation. This is not my regular spot. When will I ever have a background that is the same? I don't know. Drew doesn't know either. We are here to talk week 3. Big games, only 1-2 versus 2-0 versus 2-0 matchup. A lot of other intriguing games. A lot of teams that are 2-0 that you didn't think were going to be 2-0 and some not doing so well. We're going to talk about it all right here. Stay tuned. It's Nickel and Dime, baby.
Cali living, Shawn. Look at you, man. You're glowing. You're just
You're
feeling good. You look like you're feeling good.
I'm feeling good. Definitely different out here, bro. I love it. It's a real relaxed vibe. Cannot get any better than that. Love seeing the continental US, man. Love seeing the continental US.
Had to go visit enemy territory this week, huh? Had to go see what they're about.
That I like the way they living out here, but I just gotta throw that out the window for 1 week, man. It's gonna be an exciting game on Sunday. Watching it from a real nice place. I'm gonna take some video so we can put up on the Twitters, on the IGs, where we catching the game live from location. But man, after week 2, man, I'm very excited to see what's actually gonna happen this Sunday.
Nice. Well, let's talk about week 2 real quick. Can I just say it real quick for everybody in the back? The boy Taylor Heinicke.
Yeah.
My guy, 34 for 46, 336 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had an interception. We're not going to talk about it. But he led the Washington football team to a much-needed division win.
Yeah. They did get that victory. And, I really just love to see how happy he was, like talking to the media after the game. Like he's been waiting for that his whole life. So that was real good to see. I don't know if it was the camera angle or what, but he looked a little bigger. He looks like a small guy on the field, but he looked a little bigger with the camera angle.
Well, he's around giants out there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? Good for him. It's the same way that point guards always look small until you meet him in real life.
If you're Ron Rivera and Heinicke keeps playing like this, what happens when old Fitzmagic comes back from injury?
I hate to say the same thing happens to Fitzmagic 2 years in a row, but I don't know how you can give the starting job back if Taylor Heinicke is still playing at a high level. And this team is a team that's fighting for a division championship, getting into the playoffs for the second year in a row. I don't think you can kind of rock the boat by shaking up the quarterback spot if it's going well. Drew, what do you think?
I mean, you know who I wanted that starting job to begin with, so I'm loving it. I'm all smiles right now. Don't get me wrong, I got absolutely nothing against Fitzpatrick.
It's right.
He
hasn't done anything wrong.
But I guess that's a problem though. The poor guy keeps going to these. My man was promised this job, but then he got hurt. So I mean, that's on you. That sucks. It's unfortunate,
Right, right.
If the guy's playing well, you got to keep him in. You got to.
True. And this is the second time it's really happened to no fault of Ryan Fitzpatrick. So you can actually feel good and bad for both people.
I feel so bad
because you can't predict an injury, but if the dude is playing, you got to play him. If Heinicke's playing and you feel bad for Fitzpatrick. We talked about it earlier in the offseason, Drew. It's this is the first time that Fitzpatrick is actually going to have a good chance at starting the whole year for quite some time, since it's been quite some time since he's had that. So I'm still rolling with the boy Heinicke, long story short, if he's playing well. But he's got to play well. Well.
Well, speaking of playing well, that is not what Mr. Zach Wilson did. How do you feel about his 4-pick day against New England?
Yeah. Well, I think we all knew that this was a possibility. It's a rookie quarterback. It's a rookie quarterback playing against a Bill Belichick-led defense I'm sure he was confused. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure he was confused. Did you hear that? Like, a lot of the media was like, this is basically like Sam Darnold saying he was seeing ghosts.
Oh, I didn't hear that part. That's good.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
But I mean, if you look at their numbers, just completions, attempts, yards, him and Mac Jones, the exact same. Mac just didn't turn the ball over.
Yeah. And that's what being a good quarterback. And once you reach the level of quarterback who can be the reason your team wins, it's okay with being a game manager. Like, you're fine with being a game manager. You don't have to kind of put your team over the top and do too much when the situation may not call for that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think he was probably trying to do a little bit too much. This is not college, bro. Like, we all saw you light it up in college. This is not that. You know what I mean? Like, so
he said he's going to adopt a safer play. That's what he said in the interview this week.
I mean, shit, he gonna have to. Throw 4 picks. You know what I mean?
Can't make a living doing that, especially losing a division game, man.
And in New York.
Yeah, they will eat you alive. They don't have high expectations in New York, but they still have high expectations somehow. Yeah. I don't get it how you're a Giants fan, but still expect
you
miracles.
Could not have summed that up any better. Like, that is literally what it is in New York.
It blows my mind, man. Are these Raiders for real?
Yo, I think at this point we have to take the Raiders seriously for whatever. And like, we got to give credit where credit is due, Drew. We said multiple times on the show that if John Gruden didn't get it right, his butt was going to be on the hot seat. I think for right now, that conversation is way out the window based on the caliber of team that they have beaten.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To be 2-0 at this early point in the season.
Yeah. I mean, you got to think that a little bit of Derek Carr is kind of giving the middle finger to John Gruden. Like, I was good this whole time, man. Come on.
Yep.
You never believed
in me. All you had to do is trust me. Yeah.
You never believed in me.
Well, and what I really didn't see is, like, I mean, we're looking at that roster, they got a lot of guys that are just performing well. They're performing at a high level. And that's a big reason why they're 2-0. Obviously, I mean, I hate to state the obvious, but like, I just didn't really see that personally when I looked at their roster as a whole. But no, I mean, you just never know, man. They believed in what they had there.
I mean, your guy leading the defensive front, you know what I mean? Like, that's my favorite Raiders story coming out of that 2-0 start is Mr. Max, Mad Max over there on that defensive end.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, I got to shout the boy Carl Nassib as well. You know what I'm saying? Shout
he's also
Carl Nassib.
He's also playing
but
very well.
He's playing well, and but yeah, I do love Max Crosby, and he earned it. He's earning his money. I know that. He's earning his money. You know what I mean?
But still, though, looking at their game, they beat the Steelers, which is fantastic. No one's running the ball. Like, the Raiders had 52 rushing yards, and Pittsburgh had 39.
Yeah, and a part of that 39 yards, we got to mention Mr. Jonathan Abram. Please pick yourself up off the floor. Najee, the rookie, with the left hand, put you on a poster very, very quickly, and that will be on a loop this offseason. Look forward to watching yourself, Mr. Jonathan Abram.
He's lifting weights watching that right now.
Yes. I don't think you have no choice but not to do something. So I mean, getting back to it, man, like, honestly, I would think that, well, maybe Najee, since he's a rookie, but Josh Jacobs, I want to see him definitely get the ball more. But at this point, you really can't knock it because they are 2-0, especially beating the Ravens, who are known for rushing the ball and really, you know, not being able to do it against a Steeler-led defense. So,
yeah. Well, it's that time of the recap. We got to talk about them. My 2-0 Panthers, baby.
Hey, revel in it, man. Y'all 2-0. Nobody thought y'all be 2-0.
We beat up Jameis Winston, and I loved every second of it.
Bad. This was I didn't know how to feel about it, man. Like, I mean, it probably felt like old territory to y'all. Y'all used to beat Jameis Winston.
But it's we every success that Carolina's ever had has been on the backs of our defense, and so it's so nice to see a good Carolina defense. I'm not ready to call them great. We're still very young. It's still early on in the season. I didn't think we'd be 2-0, but we have a good defense. We held Alvin Kamara to 5 yards.
Yeah, that was, and I had him on my fantasy team, and I won. I don't know how I did that with Alvin Kamara having as bad as a game as he did, but bro, I mean, I didn't see it. Maybe y'all were going to win the game because really y'all always play the Saints close. I don't know what it is. The Panthers always play the Saints close. But I thought the Saints were going to win. I didn't know y'all was going to blow them boys out. Like after week 1, maybe everybody was just a little bit too high on them, but Jameis went full Jameis.
Yeah. And Jameis being Jameis
in the worst way. But shout to the Panthers, man, for putting a stamp on it. And now everybody's taking y'all seriously.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
saying? Which I wish we were flying under the radar some more. I enjoy when we were flying under the radar.
Well, the crazy thing about it is I saw a snapshot of y'all's upcoming schedule, and I think it's not bad at all. I think the hardest team y'all are going to play with a great offense is Dallas. Yeah. And then everybody else.
I'm very excited to see if we can keep them in check a little bit.
Yeah. That's a litmus test for y'all for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. And hell, like, I mean, my Super Bowl champion Buccaneers, they scored 29 points on that defense. So like that offense is very prolific. I don't know if that says more about the Cowboys or the Bucs defense, but you know what I'm saying? This is definitely a good litmus test for the Panthers in the early part of the season.
For sure, man. I enjoyed every second of it. But speaking of Dallas, they did get the best of the Herbert-led Chargers. Dak threw for 237 yards, but he did throw a pick. Herbert, a touchdown, 2 picks, and 338 yards.
Yeah, Herbert was throwing some dots too, bro. He was throwing some dots out there.
Didn't translate to a lot of fantasy points, though. He hurt me.
Nah,
just a smidge.
I honestly, you talk about mad fantasy owners. Zeke owners are seething mad. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, if you don't have a horrible game, if you don't have Dalvin Cook or one of the Cleveland running backs or Derrick Henry, like running backs are sucking this year, like fantasy wise.
Yep. And like even and the crazy thing is, I feel like there are some good ones, but you kind of don't know where it's going to come from because all the running backs that were picked higher in the draft are not performing at that level. You know what I mean? Speaking of running backs, we got to shout fan favorite of the Nickel and Dime show. Tony Pollard had a day.
That guy, he did
way better
that
than
touchdown.
Zeke. I mean, we've been beating that train for quite some time on this show.
Better running back, man. He's better.
Yeah. I don't know, but Dallas escaped. That's all I'm gonna say because you know, had they had more time, I think the Chargers would have got them.
And early on, we're headed towards that lovely. Everybody's the same record in the NFC East again.
yeah. But I love it though because it's just gonna come down to the wire. You know,
as long as they have a winning record, that's all I ask. Just have the champion. Yeah. I mean, that's coming from a Panthers fan too. We snuck in the playoffs with like 6-7-1 one year. You know what I mean? So like, I get it. How'd you feel about that Kansas City Baltimore game? Looked like Kansas City was doing the Kansas City thing and coming back, and I felt so bad for Edwards-Helaire with that fumble, man.
Yeah, you know what I felt? I didn't feel bad at all for Edwards-Helaire because I didn't start his ass in fantasy. That's why I didn't feel good. I sat him on the bench, and that was a good call for me. Yeah. But nah, like I did feel a little bit bad. He fumbled at the worst possible time. Like I felt bad for him. But honestly, I did not feel bad for the Chiefs and their Chiefs fans. I mean, call this more of the narrative here. Like I don't know what it is, but like
I'm starting to see a pattern.
Everybody thought that they were going to win that game. I mean, Drew, I did too. I mean, 3 minutes left, something like that. Pat Mahomes gets the ball last, or whatever the time was. I can't even remember. But like, if Pat Mahomes has the ball last, they're going to win those games. I would say 8 out of 10 times. You know what I mean?
For sure. I thought it was another inevitable. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's almost a gimme.
Right. Well, we just had a week full of just fun games, man. Tennessee, they got Seattle in overtime, man. Messed up my pick on that one. But
yeah,
Derrick Henry, 182 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I heard somebody just say like them boys just got Derrick Henry, like they just turned him into a verb. I don't even how many yards did he have?
182.
Jesus Christ.
Right.
And I think a couple of touchdowns. I mean, like they were beating the snot out of those boys. What was it, 24-9 at one point?
Yeah.
Like it was a gimme. And it didn't end up that way. I will say that, I mean, I don't want to say I'm beating a narrative here, but your boy did call for the Seattle Seahawks to take a little bit of a dive this year. And maybe that was a start of it because they had that game wrapped up. So I think there are some problems that this team with that defense could not hold off and bury a team 24-9 in your own building.
Yeah. It's going to be a little bit before I pick a game that involves Seattle again for a little bit. I'll learn my lesson. They're the new Arizona.
I was just about to say that. You beat me to it. I was just about to say it. Goddamn. Yep. They're the new Arizona. Nah, that's crazy though, man. But like, we'll see how it turns out. We talked about maybe some of that turmoil leaking over into the season. So we'll see if it happens. And before we move on, I guess like we got to shout the Titans because if they lose that game, they down 0-2. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Julio, 128 yards. That's got to be exciting for Titans fans.
Yeah. I know they love to see that.
All right, well, let's get into a little housekeeping notes because we do got a little housekeeping to take care of. We got to talk about this because this is the most Carson Wentz thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Right.
My man has sprained both ankles.
I don't know how that happened, bro. I'm gonna be honest
with you.
Both
ankles.
I don't know how that happened. I think like
I don't even know where to go with that. Like it's Carson Wentz being Carson
Wentz. And like it's only week 2. 2 weeks in, he sprained both ankles. And like, I mean, some of his game is predicated on movement in the pocket and out of it. You know what I'm saying? So your boy need them ankles. And like
he ain't got no ankles. He started the game with 2 ankles. He ended the game with 0 ankles.
Like imagine, damn. Imagine like telling that to somebody and you like, wait, he broke his own ankles?
I think I had to read it 3 or 4 times because I remember watching the game and he went out.
Yeah.
Or I was following it on my phone. He went out and then he came back and then he went out again. Then the next day I was like, wait a minute.
It happened real fast. And I want to say it was at a crucial point in the game too. Like they could have taken the lead and then he was gone. I was like, what is it? Like, what happened? And I would have, of course, because it's Carson Wentz, I did assume that he was injured, even though I didn't know that he was injured at the time.
It's the right thing to do to assume that Carson Wentz is injured.
I don't know, man. I don't know. So, but no, like wait, they did wind up losing the game, if I'm correct. But yes. Like I really think that team needed that game. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember coming away with that feeling. Yeah.
They did need that game because it's now the Titans are going to get a little bit of momentum. You know, they had something. Especially they felt good about that game. I mean, to take Seattle into overtime and get the win after being down so much
on the road.
I mean, I will give it to them. The Colts did play the Rams tough. You know what I mean? Like,
yes,
they barely lost that game, but at the end of the day, it's still a loss. And now you're fighting from the ground up.
So. Yes. And I mean, right before we move on, I gotta say, Cooper Kupp is the reason that I won my fantasy game.
I tried to tell you, dude's for real.
Yeah. But like Cooper is burning them short. He getting open short, intermediate, and deep, and he is burning cats, man. So like he is gonna be a problem come Sunday for sure.
Just gotta stay healthy. Stay healthy, my dude.
I want to see how the Bucs guard him.
Well, your Bucs have reportedly reached out to Sherman about coming to play for the squad. How you feel about old Rich joining the team? Strictly
from a football sense, I love it, bro. Because the Bucs have a tight and it's tall corners. They love their corners taller. Sherman's not the corner that he once was, but as far as right now, I don't think we need him to be that. I think it'd be a good signing, man. The whole key to this whole thing is if we get Richard Sherman, is if he's willing to take less money. I think it's going to hinge on that. And with the, legal stuff aside, like I said earlier, but
that's why he might take the money because he's got legal fees now.
Yeah, can't get rid of those.
We both know that they get expensive sometimes. Tua is out versus the Raiders with those ribs. It's Jacoby Brissett time.
Jake Brisket. Listen, man, we talked about Tua being a fragile dude, and talk about injury-prone quarterbacks, man. I feel like Tua did not have problems with injuries from what I can remember until the hip coming out of college, and then
it's been downhill.
Yeah, yeah. Do you think, Drew? I gotta ask, do you think they're better off with Jake Brisket? You know what I'm saying?
For
with
sure.
Jacoby Brissett?
No doubt, because he's gonna take chances. I just feel like Tua plays too scared sometimes, and that might be why he's getting hurt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like Jacoby Brissett's going to throw the ball down the field a little bit, and we're actually going to see how good this offense is.
And I've heard multiple players. I've heard multiple players say that if you play timid, bro, that's you're going to get hurt. You got to go balls to the wall all the time.
And I don't know if Jacoby's been given a fair chance. So I'm kind of excited to see what he can do. Miami's got to figure out their defense. Their defense is not what it was last year. So
yeah. And I thought I thought they would build on that from last year. You know what I'm saying, with that Flores D, but we'll see how it turns out, bro.
Yeah. I'm pulling for him, especially against the Raiders. Yeah.
The 2-0 Raiders.
The 49ers, man, their whole backfield is hurt. All the running backs are hurt. They're hoping Mitchell can play this week, but everybody else is just hurt. We're just going to leave it at that. 49ers are hurt. Well, we get to see what Justin Fields is all about because Andy Dalton is out. Justin Fields gets to start this week.
And it's weirdly enough, I want to go back and see what we were talking about, because did we not say that he would be getting to start around week 3? And it didn't happen the way that we thought it was going to happen, but it's still week 3 and he's starting.
Yes, Andy Dalton's hurt, but he hadn't played well either, So
well enough.
Yeah. But we get Justin Fields versus Baker. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah. And I think that because of that, Justin Fields is probably going to want to show out a little bit. So I would definitely look for him, not necessarily because of the game script, but I think that man going to run the ball a lot, bro.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. That defensive front is going to have to keep him contained for sure.
Yep.
Would you, if you're Cleveland, do you spy a linebacker on him the whole game?
I don't know about the whole game, but definitely at least, 3/4 of the game, or at least 75% of the time, you know what I'm saying? Until it maybe lulls them to sleep.
You see what their game plan is.
At them. Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Start out. Hell yeah.
Yeah, might as well. All right. Let's talk week 3 matchups. Shawn, which matchup catches your eye this week? What are one of them? What's one?
Listen, man, we just talked about a lot of these teams just a second ago, but it's got to be the Colts and the Titans matchup, man. It's got to be the Colts and Titans. Listen, this is a very early part of the season, but I will say that this is for all the marbles right here for the Indianapolis Colts. Drew, you can't go to the dreaded 0-3. Even though you're adding a 17th game, 0-3 spells doom for any franchise. I think the numbers suggest so. So
just confidence wise too,
get it. Yeah, these boys got to get it, man. And I want to say Tennessee's at home too, coming off that type of victory against Seattle. You know what I'm saying, with that momentum. Hell yeah. So and it does not help that Jacob Eason is starting for this potential playoff caliber team. I want to know, is he going to be able to get ready in time to or what does the game plan look like though?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How do they?
I'm just saying, watch out, because my man's got a cannon and they have some fast receivers. So I'm kind of excited to see what they do build around him, because my man can sling the football.
Yeah.
It's just, is he going to make the mistakes? That's what I think is the biggest concern.
Well, the problem also is that this Colts defense has not been what it has been, what it was last year, and really kind of since they started coming onto the scene as a defense. I mean, right now they're 23rd in points against. That's bottom half of the league as far as that's concerned. You know what I mean? Like, they're getting ran on, so they're middle of the pack there. And as far as passing is concerned, they're really not looking great there either. Right around middle of the pack. So this defense needs to step up, and I think that's when you have a rusher that's as capable as Derrick Henry is. I think you got to start there and work your way out. But like, I don't know how to stop. I don't know how to stop. You said what?
I said it worked well for Tennessee last week.
It did. So I expect them to like really try to get them going and not wait until the fourth quarter and overtime. Instead, like, let that man run downhill during those times and try to get up a little early, especially since his defense is reeling.
Gotcha. What do you think has to go exactly right for the Colts in order for them to steal a win here?
I mean, the game plan has to be based off of, is Frank Reich going to be able to base the game plan off what Jacoby does well and not make it too hard for him? And not only that, because he's got to be able to get the game plan down and monitor what the defense is trying to do to him to take all his strengths away. So, like, this being his first start in this type of a game in a divisional matchup, is it a litmus test for him? Yes, I think so. But, like, it's not the ideal situation that you would want him starting in. You know what I mean? So, like, just break it down for him on a level that's going to make him successful. And I think that it starts there.
I like it, man. I like it. Well, my first matchup of this week is Green Bay at San Francisco. Two potential NFC powerhouses. Aaron looks primed and back and ready. But what's funny is Garoppolo out has more passing yards than him currently. Like, Garoppolo's sitting at 503 for the year, averaging 251 a game, and Aaron's averaging a whole 194.
That's something. That's a stat that I definitely did not think I would hear. You know what I mean? Like, you just don't think about that when Aaron Rodgers is in the same conversation as Jimmy Garoppolo. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They're both at the bottom of the NFL for rushing yards allowed a game. But we all know San Fran usually runs the ball better.
Right.
But who's going to actually do that for them this week? That's the question. Who's going to run the ball for San Fran?
Well, and that's the crazy thing, man, is I feel like maybe they got to look at what they're doing in training camp, or like get some statistics guys in there, because like this is years after years after years that these guys are oft injured. You know what I mean? Like,
the whole squad.
That ain't good.
The whole squad goes out.
That's what I'm saying. What are y'all doing in training camp?
I see why Tevin Coleman got out. He's like, I'm done with this, man.
Yeah. Patrick Willis.
But no, I want to see if this is for real, if Aaron Rodgers is back and focused and commanding this team again. I want to see who steps up for the 49ers, because they're not going to ask Garoppolo to throw the ball 50 times, I don't think, unless they go down early. No. I want to see how they compensate for that run game. I want to see Green Bay's defense is a little hurt. You know what I mean? So I want to see if they can stop Garoppolo and company with Smith being out. And I think a safety and a couple of linebackers are hurt too. But mostly, 49ers also lost their cornerback, Brissett. So I want to see how San Fran's defense and their secondary holds up against arguably one of the greatest quarterbacks doing it right now.
Yeah. And I think that's going to be a real kind of power dynamic of this game, is, of course, like, is Aaron Rodgers back the way he was in the second half of the Lions game, or is he in that offense really, to a certain extent, really not gelling the way that they need to, putting up 3 points against the New Orleans Saints? You know what I mean? So
that hurt to watch, man. That hurt me to watch.
It did hurt to watch. That team, that quarterback. Yeah. So and it took them to the second half to get it this season. So like, hopefully that was the turning of the tide for them. How is defense going to attack? I'm a big believer in the San Fran scheme, and their coaching, which is why I had them so highly ranked in our prediction show. Go back and check that out. But listen, I like San Fran being as injured as they are. Honestly, I think this is part of the course for the way that Shanahan has had to deal with these things and still try to field a competitive team. But hopefully they can kind of get it right. I need Brandon Ayuk to step up. Debo's been doing his thing. If they can get Ayuk to step up too, if they can get him to step up, then it'd be straight. But I just don't know. Drew, who is home in this matchup?
San Fran.
That helps.
Yeah.
But Rodgers is from out there. I know Brady's from out there. Isn't there? Rodgers
gonna be
from
fine
out there too.
Yeah, we're gonna see a lot of California Rodgers jerseys.
Yeah. So I'm not surprised by that, but still a good matchup.
Some San Fran fans wished he was their quarterback by this time, but things happen.
Maybe next year. No, actually, nope. Never mind. You got Trey Lance. Never mind.
What if you're Green Bay? If you're Green Bay, you just trade him for Trey Lance and just have him and Jordan Love just be like, all right, whoever wins wins.
Yeah, I think Trey Lance, since he's the guy that just came out, will probably get the look over that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he probably get more of a look. But I mean, hell, a battle to the death to start for the team. You know what I'm saying? Like,
why not? If you're San Fran, do you sell your future for a couple, like 2 or 3 year run at the Super Bowl?
For Aaron Rodgers in this day and age, I probably would, but being that it's the San Francisco 49ers and their injury history, like, I mean, if you're Aaron Rodgers, you like, man, this is kind of a trend now. I don't know if I want to go there.
I'm bringing my running back with me.
That's true.
You know how he likes his
wide receiver.
Yeah, he's like, well, Randall Cobb, Adams, and Aaron Jones. They're
Adams
all coming
contract
with
running out too.
They're all coming with.
Yeah. I like it. Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Well, what's your second matchup?
Oh, of course. Like, we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. It's the only, from what I understand, this is the only 2-0 versus 2-0 matchup this week. Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the LA Rams, and LA Rams at home. They have been playing well there. I mean, it's only been 2 games, but like, they've just been playing extremely well, getting the exact return on investment from Matthew Stafford that they thought they were getting. So like, I think everything is going 100% well for them. The running game hasn't necessarily been great, but they still been passing the ball up like a hell of a lot and being very successful at it. So that's the key. And honestly, right now, looking at the defense of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, that is exactly where they're hurting. Like, it's falling right into the hands of what the Rams are doing well, because they're not running the ball, but they're passing. And right now, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 30th in the league in passing yards per game. So, I mean, that's without Sean Murphy-Bunting, and he was getting burned before he went out. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
I love your love-hate relationship with that dude.
I mean, like, he's still my guy. He's a Super Bowl champ. You know what I'm saying? But like, I just need to see more, and they want more consistent play from him. I think everybody wants that. But the Bucs are not a great passing defense right now. Number 2 in rushing defense. You know what I'm saying? Number 2 in rushing defense. Number 2 in interceptions. So we're turning the ball over a lot. Mike Edwards, defensive player of the week with 2 pick sixes last week off Matty Ice. You know what I'm saying? So
what the shell of a person that used to be Matty Ice.
Right. So I think what Bowles may be doing is like living with the yardage and just clamping down in the red zone, which it seems to be. And the offense is humming. So I believe that our offense, the Bucs offense, can keep up with the Rams offense. It's just a question about, is our defense going to be able to contain them and kind of limit that side of the ball? And you mentioned the Rams. I want to know what the game plan is going to be to really throw off that Rams defense. You got powerhouse on powerhouse here on both sides of the ball, technically. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a very intricate game. Game. How do you stop Cooper Kupp? Yeah. How do you stop Cooper Kupp?
What corner are y'all putting on him? Who y'all putting on? You're putting Davis?
Man, honestly, I don't think so. I think it's probably going to be. hopefully they double cover this man. Like, keep safety help over the top. I'm gonna be honest with you. Keep safety help over the top and put Carlton Davis on the whoever on Van Jefferson, whoever the slower of the two corners is. But Carlton Davis and shifty receivers really ain't his forte. So like I don't think he worked with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's gonna be a good game though.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a good game. I'm not like, and you know me, like I usually be pretty confident when it comes to the Bucs. I'm not confident about this game. I think it can go either way.
That's what I'm saying. As I thought about tinkering with it in my locks this week, and I was like, nah, yeah. it's too risky.
It's way risky. Way risky.
Well, another game that might could go either way, because I want to see which team is for real. My second matchup of the week is the New Orleans Saints at the New England Patriots.
Another good matchup.
I want to see because we New Orleans balled out week 1 and then sucked week 2, and New England sucked week 1 but then balled out week 2. So I'm kind of
who's the real?
Exactly. Who's the real team? Well, the real football team, please show yourself this week. Please. And I think they will.
Yeah.
I honestly truly do not know which of the two it's going to be. And I think that adds to the appeal of the game. I don't know if Jameis is going to be Jameis or if Mac Jones is going to have a Zach Wilson game. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like I want to see what happens.
Yeah. And who's at home for this matchup? Who's on the road?
New England is at home. So they got to deal with
Jameis going on the road.
The crisp New England weather.
I don't think Jameis has played in New England that much. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Glad it's not a winter game. But like, I think people have been saying this about Jameis forever, but how does he bounce back off a multi-interception game like that? Typically, he does not throw 2 games in a row with like 4 or 5 interceptions. Like, it just don't happen. Good. So I would look for him to bounce back. I want to see if Sean Payton scales it back a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
What? Put Taysom Hill at quarterback?
He could do that too. But I mean, like, because Jameis was chucking up the YOLO throws on Sunday, bro.
He was feeling himself after week 1, man. He was like,
right.
Yeah.
Right. And it didn't go the way he thought it was going to go. So I want to see if Sean Payton's like, no, sir, let's not throw the ball down the field. Let's, you know what I mean? So
you know what he's missing? He's missing that slant route.
Hey, he'll be back eventually.
Do you think he ever plays for the Saints again? I don't know if he ever plays for. I don't know if that dude ever plays for the Saints again.
Well, no, I thought last I heard that they were kind of getting that situation right, and then he got COVID. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's good. We'll see. Speaking of COVID, Antonio Brown is out for the Bucs, or at least at this point,
it'll be next
negative text.
It'll be next man up in Tampa Bay. You're fine.
Right. I'm not worried.
Scooter get more playing time? Like, come on. It'll be fine.
Well, I thought though that like when I looked at it, I was like, okay, this is gonna be a big Chris Godwin, big Antonio Brown game.
I need a Mike Evans game. There. I need a big Mike Evans game.
You had one last week.
I need another one.
Actually, no, you don't, because you playing me this week.
We're playing.
Yeah, no, you don't. But but maybe you do.
I'm 0-2.
I don't know how to
up?
feel. I don't know how to feel.
I
still want Mike Evans the ball, so like I'm fine with Mike Evans goes off because it means the Bucs probably won. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If Mike Evans goes off and Aaron goes off, then I need it. What sucked is I was playing our boy Matt, who you remember from the preview show, and I needed Aaron Rodgers to score 33 points. If Aaron Rodgers scores 33 points, I got it. He scored 30 points.
Ooh. Missed it by that much.
That is my fantasy football career in a nutshell.
Yeah. Fantasy will break your heart, man. Like it's
always
year, like I would almost rather get my ass whipped than lose by like 5 or less.
3
you know
points,
what I'm saying?
Or 2 points. I lost by 2 points.
Yeah. I won my game by 3 points.
Oh,
so
God,
thank you, Cooper Kupp.
All right. Let's get into these locks because I hate to break it to you, Shawn, but you've had a little bit of bad luck here. We were waiting on the what was it? The first week you were waiting on the Raiders to lose to the Ravens, and that didn't happen.
So and it didn't happen.
Then your boys didn't lose to the Saints last week. So you did pick the Broncos over Jags. You're sitting at 1-3, my friend. But I'm not doing much better. I went 1-1 last week with Seattle letting me down. But I did pick Miami to blow it against Buffalo, and boy, did they. So yeah, I'm at 2-2. So you're 1-3. I'm 2-2. We're right there. We're 1 week away from changing things again.
So we're basically like, I'm a game behind. I still need you to take some L's, but like, listen, you know how it's going to go. You know how it's going to go. Start getting down in the books. You boys start picking some ducks. Okay? Start picking some ducks.
And I can't pick a winner to save my life.
But like the games have just been throwing off too, because like the way that you thought it was going to go, which I love the NFL for this, the way you thought it was going to go has not been the way that it like. The Ravens looked like they were going to win that game. They wound up losing. The Colts.
That was such a weird game, man.
The Seahawks, yes.
The ending of that game was like a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, and then like I don't even remember it all. I had the sequence in my head, but I was like, wait, what?
All right, so I mean, like, what you want to do? Win first or loss?
Let's go. Who's losing this week?
All right. So looking at the schedule right now, and I have to say that who is losing this week? Oof, man. I mean, they like the NFL. This got me shook now because like I'm looking at these games. I'm like, this team could really win that game.
I had trouble looking at the schedule this week. I was like,
I'm gonna go. Who's going to lose? I'm gonna go. Chicago is going to lose this week. I'm gonna go. Chicago is going to lose this week unless Justin Fields can pull something out of his ass. I just don't see it happening. You know what I mean? So Chicago's taking that L.
Baker gets the best of Chicago. All right.
Yep.
I got Philly guaranteed to lose to Dallas this week.
That really, it seems like a matchup that's not very intriguing, but I'm really intrigued by
the East
Philly
could
Dallas
go anyway.
Matchup. Right.
You know, Jalen Hurts could come and ball out on that defense. So, but I'm picking Dak to pull it together with those wide receivers figured out.
I got you.
Maybe Tony Pollard gets in the end zone again. You know, who knows?
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm gonna try to pick I'm not gonna pick the easy win. I'm not gonna do that. I'm looking at you, Detroit. I'm not doing that. So I am going to say that I'm gonna say Seattle bounces back this week and drops Minnesota. I'm gonna say Seattle bounces back and drops Minnesota this week. And
Kirk
came out of my mouth, and I'm already feeling a little.
I vowed to leave Seattle alone in these locks for the rest of the year. So kudos to you.
If they do this, if Seattle, y'all hear this right now. If you do this to me, I'm done with you.
Done with you.
I'm done with you.
All right. Well, this one's a bit dicey for me, but I'm going with it because I believe my man is back and he's here to rule the regular season. I'm going Green Bay guaranteed to beat San Francisco.
Putting a stamp on it. Okay.
And I just like you said, as soon as it left my mouth, I was like, ooh.
I never know what to expect out of a Shanahan team, injured or not. You know what I mean? So that's why I have to leave them alone. And
is he your favorite young coach? Is he your favorite like up and coming young coach?
Definitely.
I was kind of getting that vibe. I was just wanted to.
Yeah, he doesn't pull any punches, man. And I like he doesn't give you a lot of information, but like he also knows that like the media is on some bullshit half the time. You know what I mean? Like asking the questions and like I like his demeanor, man. I like his demeanor.
I like it, dude. The same way I feel about Vrabel. I like Vrabel for that same thing.
I like Vrabel's demeanor too, man. Like I would want to play for Vrabel.
I wish he had a better quarterback, but you know what can he do?
I mean, he getting dubs though.
He is.
Tannehill getting dubs, man.
He is. All right. Well, Shawn, where can they find you on social media?
Oh man, of course, at the Kid Suds on Twitter, at nickel_Dom FB on Twitter, and of course at the illustrious nickel_Dom football on IG. Drew, where can they find all you and your content as well, bro?
Check out drewharrisoncomedy.com. Hit me up. You know what? I always pitch Instagram. I'm going Twitter this week. Hit me up on at Harrison_comedy. Been trying to post a lot more on there. You know, just dumb thoughts that pop into my head. Who knows?
It's all Twitter is.
You might agree with it. But I'm excited. This is the first week I get to sit down on my couch and watch all that Red Zone has to bring to me. You're going to be watching the games in luxury. I'm sure we'll be texting back and forth about what's going on. But yeah, check back in next week. Shawn will have some footage for us of his Sunday adventure in Vegas. And I can't wait to talk week 3 with you, man. We'll see you next week.
All right.